Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd open this video with some footage of my ancient cat, Gracie. She is such a sweetheart, and I really needed her calming presence after a very stressful week at court this week. If you're not aware, I'm a lawyer by trade, so that's all part and parcel. But at some point this week, I did receive my order from My Protein, and I picked up this green suit. Let me tell you, the leggings are fantastic. The socks are from a brand called Outway. I will link the companies down below. But despite how stressed everything was, I still prioritized my run, and I'm just so proud of myself for sticking with the plan. So on Tuesday, I did 3.75 on the treadmill. And on Friday, I did 5 kilometers on the treadmill. We also got in some family walks, and we took our son to go skating. And also, our dog is more Canadian than we are. She loves winter. Sunday was long run day, and I had 10 kilometers planned for this day. And the weather wasn't too bad. It was actually quite nice. It was about 1 degree Celsius, so not terrible, but the path was very icy. I'll talk more about that as we get into it. But I'm just so proud of myself for showing up and sticking with the consistency. I still can't believe that I can run 10K. I'm just so flabbergasted by that. And it really does come down to the consistency. I will continue to harp on that because it really does make all the difference. I am halfway done my 10K run. I'm at 40 minutes. I was hoping to set a 10K PB today, but it's not going to happen. This trail is covered in ice. Last week it was like slush that moved around, but this week is all ice. And so I'm trying to find the patches of gravel where I can, but it's slow going. So I will give myself grace to not set a PB, but I will complete my 10K. Less than 3 kilometers left. I found a nice clear patch of path, but I have a blister. I'm trying new socks and it's not going well. I should know better. The blister's on the arch of my foot and it kind of sucks. Anyways, my watch is telling me it's time to run again, so I'll check in later. The run is done. I had to do laps of the parking lot to finish it off because it wasn't quite 10K. Husband is there waiting for me with coffee. My face is kind of frozen, so I can't really talk properly, and I'm just sitting here doing my stretches, waiting for the imminent asthma attack. But I beat my PB. I set a new PB by, I have to do the math properly, but over 4 minutes. I didn't think that was possible. I'm so excited. And the best part is that when I first did this 10K on New Year's Eve, my hip was screaming at me by 6-ish K. I don't have any hip pain. My knees aren't bothering me. The only issue that I have is that blister, and I can handle that. That's the sock's fault, not my body. So overall, a super successful run, and I'm so excited to take on the next one. Once I got home from my run, it was time for a protein drink. Again, I ordered this from My Protein, and I love that it's a nice change from the super cloyingly sweet protein drinks. Highly recommend. Hello guys, it is Monday, so technically this is the start of week 6 of training, but I thought I would include this in the week 5 because this is just sort of the natural follow-up to yesterday's 10K run. I was saying that I thought that I had done a PB by over 4 minutes. It was over 3 minutes. Still fantastic. And I'm still super, super proud and stoked about that. But let me tell you, I was saying that during the run, my body held up and it felt good, aside from the blister, which, let me tell you, walking back to the car, I could feel every footstep. I could feel my foot squishing that. Oh, so gross. It is so painful today, but that's okay. I'm prone to blisters. I should have known not to try out new socks on a long run. I was not thinking. But let me tell you, I sat down in the car, drove home, and in that 7 minutes of driving, my body just mutinied. So my knees, my hips, and particularly my left heel for some reason, just so sore. And the hips, it was more like muscular pain. It's not the same pain that I go and see the physiotherapist for. So I'm actually taking that as a win, that it was just like muscle fatigue. But speaking of fatigue, I have been dragging ass all day. I got a good night's sleep last night, and yet I just, like, reading emails at work today, I was doing like one of the head nods. Like, I could not keep my eyes open. I had a Red Bull, I had a coffee, and I was still just like, and now I need a nap. So here I am lying in bed. It is just about dinner time. I'm going to have to go downstairs and start wrangling the children together for that. But all that to say, I just wanted to kind of check in and honestly just see, like, if any of you are runners, does it get easier? Like, I don't expect that it'll ever feel like great per se after a long run. Like, I don't think people run marathons and half marathons to feel awesome. Like, I think physically, at any rate, I think mentally there's a lot to be said about like accomplishing a huge goal. Like, that's just such an amazing feeling. But like, does it wreck your body every time, or do you eventually get used to it? Like, I imagine that's what the point of training is, but like, oh my goodness, I am wrecked today. I'm in a good mood, which is great. But like, I feel like I could sleep for a week. It's unbelievable. Also, though, I did want to just quickly say, when I established my running plan, I basically looked at 2 or 3 different plans on various websites and basically took averages and culled them all together and then just sort of created a plan based on those. The problem in hindsight is that while I have it set up so I know I run on Tuesdays and Thursdays and then either Saturday or Sunday, whichever works best for my schedule, and I know what distance to cover in each one, I don't know how to approach each run. So I spend a lot of time, particularly on my Thursday runs, because those tend to be sort of middle distance, 5 to like 8 kilometers. I spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to approach that run. And then I'm looking at different like YouTube videos of how other people do their interval sessions, except it's harder to find beginner runner interval sessions. I can find ones for like the pro runners, but I can't do what the pro runners do, nor do I particularly want to do what the pro runners do. So I'm thinking of checking out either going through a plan on my Garmin itself, or I do have a 2-week free membership right now to Runna, and I very well might just pay for the monthly subscription to that one because it does integrate with my Garmin, so those workouts can go straight to my watch, so I don't have to like constantly watch check to figure out when the intervals are over. It will just tell me and then remind me of like what the interval is, like what pace I should be running at, which I find incredibly helpful because if I'm tackling like a 7-kilometer interval run, like I'm not going to memorize what all those intervals are like, especially if they're like different each time. Like, it's not going to happen. So having the integration with my watch is super, super helpful. But if you've used Runna or if you've followed a plan through Garmin itself, I'd love to hear from you, like pros, cons, what did you like, what would you change, things like that. Or if you have another app that you've used, let me know. Pros or cons, like if it's something to stay away from, I'd love to hear that too, so I don't waste money or time on an ineffective program. I had in the past looked at Jago, and I did like the free membership thing, like that trial subscription or whatever, but all of their messaging and all of the emails that I got from them were all about losing weight and how summer's around the corner and you got to work on your summer body and get out there and run so you can lose weight. Like, it wasn't quite as blunt, but that was very much definitely the take-home message. It was about the shape of your body, and that is not my motivation. And so that is not anything that I even want to support, because I think people should be getting active and being active for the sake of being active, not necessarily just to lose weight. Like, that could be a beneficial side effect, but I don't think that's enough to really motivate you to keep going out there. And for me, that's just not the motivation. So anyways, tangent over. I think this is just going to be one huge learning curve. There's so much that I don't know, and there's so much that I don't know. So any tips or any suggestions that you have, I would very much appreciate it. But for now, I'm going to have a little bit more of a lay down, and then I got to go start dinner. So thank you so much for following along for this week, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.